Sir, I have a question. Like, sir, there are many couples who, after marriage, decide not to have children ever in their life. They say that they are happy without that and doesn't need children. They use permanent or temporary method as well for no Shari reason. They say that having children is not first at all, so it's up to us we want or don't want. So my question is, will they be sinful for having this intention not to have children ever? And then they use precautions for that as well. Will they be sinful and accountable for that? And will those also be sinful who give advice to such couples that it's your life, choice, live as you want. If you don't want, it's okay. So I would like your guidance about this matter, inshallah.
Okay, any more questions?
No, no, sir.
Okay, I will answer inshallah. Kalthum says that what is the ruling on a couple who get married and they agree among themselves, though they have no obstacles, nothing to prevent them from having children and reproducing, and they agree not to have any children. They have justifications that it's difficult, we don't want to, whatever. So what's the ruling on that, and what's the ruling on people who advise them of such things? First of all, to agree not to have children goes against the reason of getting married. Getting married is not only for sexual pleasure, but rather to also reproduce. And this is why Allah made marriage for humans, so that they can reproduce and have children and life would go on. The Prophet ﷺ said, marry the woman who is kind, who is productive or fertile, because I will boast with my followers and ummah on the day of judgment among the other prophets and messengers that I have the biggest followers. So the Prophet is telling us to marry a woman that can give birth to children and she's fertile. One would say, how would I know, Sheikh? Take her for a test drive? Ha ha ha. No, this is not what is meant. The scholars say that you know if a woman is most likely to be fertile by her sisters, by her family. So if she has like 5, 6 sisters and they all have children, the most likelihood is that she is also like them. But if she has 3 or 4 barren sisters, or Allah did not bless them with children, so you might be hesitant, look somewhere else. And also the Prophet ﷺ was approached by one of his companions, and his companion said to him, O Prophet of Allah, I want to marry a woman, but she does not give, she cannot conceive. Most likely she got married once or twice before and she failed to conceive. And this is not within her reach. It is not something wrong with her. This is how Allah created her. So she's not to be blamed for that. So the Prophet said, do not marry her. And the man repeated it. And he said, do not marry her. And the man repeated it for the 3rd time. The woman is a bombshell probably, or from a good lineage, or rich. There is something drawing him to marry her. So the Prophet ﷺ stated that you have to marry a woman who is fertile and can give birth to children. This is the essence of marriage. And hence, scholars say that agreeing to such a condition is invalid in marriage. And a man or a woman must not abide by it because it is sinful. It goes against Allah's religion. So you're choosing something out of your own mind and whims, and it is against what Allah has prescribed for us. Those who advise them not to have children forever, as they are as sinful as they are. Now, there is a difference between not having children forever, or someone saying to me, listen, Sheikh, I'm going to get married, but the next 3 years we don't want to have children because I'm doing my PhD, because she is trying to finish her medical school. There is a reason, a legitimate reason, but to come and say, I don't want to have children at all, and this happens to a lot of the men who wants to marry a second wife. So they make it a condition. I have from my first wife children, but for the second wife, I said, listen, I'll marry you on the condition that you don't bear children. This is haram. And this condition is void. And hence, that is sinful. May Allah Azza wa Jal guide Muslims back to Islam.